To the Most High God Yahweh. I do so by Hashem and Mashiach Yahushua. This is the name of the word again calls Jesus Christ. So give me the book of Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Give me the book of Sirach chapter 33 and verse 7, right? Because we all know what tomorrow is, man. It's Christmas, right? Everybody doing their last minute Christmas shopping. You know, you got the big old tree up in the house. You know what I'm saying? All these other things. But what our people fail to realize year after year is that when you celebrate Christmas, I remember watching the Boondocks growing up, the Christmas episode, and how he told Granddad Christmas is pagan, and God probably hates you for celebrating it, right?
Christmas is all about.
You hear that, boy? That's what Christmas is all about.
Actually, Granddad, Christmas is a pagan holiday, and Jesus probably hates you for celebrating it.
I know as a kid thinking it's funny, but as you got older, I came to the truth, I realized, hey, look, God really does hate you for celebrating these pagan holidays, man. Right, we're going to get that in the scriptures, right? So bring out Jeremiah 10.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Right, so the Lord said, learn not the way of the heathen, man. Understand that, right? You celebrating Christmas, right? You got done celebrating Thanksgiving. You're going to celebrate New Year's coming up in a few more days, right? The Bible said, learn not the way of the heathens. Keep going.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Right, so the Bible said the customs of the heathen are vain. Understand that, right? The customs of the heathen are vain, man. Right? What profit is it celebrating Christmas? What profit is it celebrating Thanksgiving, right? What profit is it celebrating New Year's, man? You learning the ways of your slave masters in slavery, right? Understand that? Read that one more time.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Right. One cutting a tree out of the forest, right? And today you go to Walmart, you know, you might go to what else, Target or something to get your Christmas tree. But back in the day, you used to go to the forest yourself and cut out the tree. They show you Christmas in the Bible, and God specifically telling the Israelites not to celebrate these holidays, right? Keep going.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. Right. They deck it with silver and with gold.
What are people put on these trees?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Right, because you pretty much you got a tree up, set up in your house, right? You put all these beautiful ornaments on it, right? You put a star on top, not understanding that you worship a pagan customs, man. Not understanding that this really come back from worship of Nimrod in ancient Babylon, man. Right? And guess what, man? You teach it to your kids, and they teach it to their kids. Now you got a whole cycle of slaves going on, man. Right, you spend all week working for the white man to tell your kids that a fat white man came down your chimney, which you don't have, came down and brought you gifts, man. No other time of the year do a black people let their kids say anybody else brought them something on Christmas, and look, Santa Claus brought you something, man. It don't make no damn sense in these last days, man. Keep going.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
Right, that it what?
That it move not.
Right, keep going.
They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
Right. Pretty much what? And look, worshiping these holidays, there's no power in behind it, man. Right? You talk about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans lost your true power, which is the Lord God Yahweh, man. That's what you need to return back to this last days. Give me that Sirach 33 and 7.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 7. Why does one day excel above another, when all the light of every day in the year is of the sun?
Right, understand that, man. Why you putting one day over another, man? Right, understand that. Why you putting Christmas today? It's like a real holy. I know 2 holidays. It's like the holy day in Christianity, Easter and Christmas, right? Understand that they got Christmas programs going on and all this other BS going on these last days. And look, it makes no sense. That's what the Lord, man. Right, read that again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 7. Why does one day excel another, when all the light of every day in the year is of the sun?
Right, so every day of the year is of the sun, man. Understand, the sun is what determines the time. That's what the Lord gave it to us for. But guess what? Why are you putting these holidays over what the Lord told you to do in the first place, man? Keep going.
By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them have he made high days.
Right, so the Lord, he gave us high days to worship, man. He gave us Passover, he gave us Feast of Tabernacles, right? He gave us first fruit, right? I understand that through the history of our forefathers, we got the Feast of Dedication, right? We got Purim. The Lord gave us certain holy days, and really you worship them holy days, a lot of them have to do with your freedom from Egypt, man. A lot of them have to do from you getting free from your oppressors, but you choose holidays that your oppressors gave you over the ones that the Lord gave you, man. Understand that, right? Keep going.
Some of them have he made high days and hallowed them, and some of them have he made ordinary days.
Right. And tomorrow, December 25th, guess what? That's just an ordinary day in the eyes of the Lord, man. So the Israelites, that's what tomorrow is just an ordinary day, man. It's just an ordinary Sunday, right? I'm off, so I'm just gonna do what I usually do, man. Well, I'm not opening up no gifts. I'm not going to Christmas houses. I'm not doing none of that, man. Understand that? Why? Because the Lord said tomorrow is just an ordinary day, man. Right? Give me the book of Matthew chapter 15 and verse 7. Give me the book of Isaiah chapter 65 and start at verse 2. Give me that Isaiah 65 first, right? It's like it. Give Matthew chapter. No, give it a touch again. Bring it out.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 2. Yeah. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walks in a way that was not good.
Right, our people walk in a way that's not good in these last days, right? These same gods that our people have been worshiping over for, that are getting ready to worship tomorrow. Guess what? The Lord has been telling us not to worship these same gods for thousands of years, man. Put yourself in the mind of the Most High God. You telling the same people for thousands of years not to worship the same gods, even though you put them through slavery after slavery after slavery, they keep rebelling and they keep doing the same thing that you told them not to do, man. The Lord fed up with a lot of our people in these last days, man. And you're going to realize that real soon. Keep going.
Which walks in a way that was not good, after their own thoughts. A people that provoked me to anger continually.
Right. That's what our people do this last day. We provoke the Lord into anger continually, man. We keep worshiping these holidays. We keep going the ways of this world, following the lust, right? I understand that, right? We provoke the Lord into anger. That's why we're still getting shot down. We're still in the hoods, and we don't know what's going on. Why? Because the Lord is angry behind our actions, man. Keep on.
A people that provoke me to anger continuously to my face, that sacrifice in gardens and burn incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments.
Right. Spiritually, it's really going into you being in these philosophies and doctrines, right? Christianity that the laws of God are done away with, so it gives you leeway to do whatever it is that you want to do, because guess what? You save by grace and grace alone and faith alone, man. Now understanding that you gotta have works behind your grace and you gotta have works behind your faith, or guess what? Your faith and your grace, and look, there's another important, man. Right. What the hell do the Lord like give you a chance if all you did doing your liberty was sin and go against him, man, right? Understand that, right? So these things are leeways or how the white man kept us in slavery to, guess what, to keep to keep his traditions upheld, man. Because when the white man got us off the plantation, guess what? He knew that we wasn't gonna rebel against him. He knew that he had us fully indoctrinated, and we're just gonna keep the traditions that he taught us over what the Lord really gave us, man. Keep on.
Which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh.
Right. What are people doing tomorrow?
Which eat swine's flesh.
Right. Tomorrow, a lot of people eat a Christmas ham, man. Understand that that's swine's flesh, right? They're going to glaze it. They're going to put the pineapples on top. Some use Dr. Pepper, honey. All it. Our people finna get down tomorrow on what?
Which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things.
Right, I know you like y'all finna have a crawfish boil tomorrow. A lot of people about to cook gumbo tomorrow. Understand that? And look, we grew up in the same households. We know it's finna go down, man. And what you got in them gumbos? You got crab, right? You got shrimp, right? You got what else people put in there? They got pork sausages in it, man. Right? All these abominational foods that God told us not to eat. Read that again.
Which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things in their vessels, which say, stand by yourself, nor come near to me, for I am holier than you.
Right, because people look at you crazy when you say you don't celebrate Christmas, right? Right, they say, well, you don't celebrate Christmas, it's not for the kids. No, because the Lord told us not to do these things, and we follow the Lord up here, and we don't follow the traditions of man. I understand that, right? So our people, they think they holier now because look, Christmas came, right? They got the best outfit on, right? I got the most expensive gift, right? It's all hell breaking loose spiritually, because give them the book of give him the book of Wisdom, Solomon chapter 14. Start at verse 7. Bring out what you got.
In the book of Matthew chapter 15, verse 7. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Right. And that's how the Lord feel about our people in these last days, right? Our people have God in their mouth. Our people think they feel to celebrate Jesus' birthday tomorrow. Understand it, right? But the Lord said you got his name in your mouth, but yeah, guess what? In your mind, guess what? Your heart, guess what? That means your works, you're not doing so, man. Right? Understand that, keep on.
But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
Right, 'cause they teach Christmas like it's in the Bible, man. They teach Christmas like it's a holiday that God told you to celebrate, man. They treat Christmas like if you don't celebrate, you're disrespecting Jesus, man. Right, but guess what? Jesus Christ himself said that we take away the laws of God so you can keep your own traditions in his last days, right? We keep on.
And he called the multitude and said unto them, hear and understand, not that which
So this is that. Give me that Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14. Start at verse 17. No, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14. Let's start at verse start at verse 8.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it as he that made it. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God.
Right, understand that, right? So that which is made with man's hands is corruptible, right? Understand that. The Christmas tree you pull up in your house, guess what? That's corruptible in the house of the Lord, right? That's why on a lot of Christmases, you got a lot of Christmas tree they burn up in fire, man. Why? Because the Lord is doing that, right? I know one Christmas when I was younger, I got robbed. We got robbed a few days after, and me getting older, I realized we got robbed. Why? Because we were celebrating Christmas, man. A lot of you about to get ready to spend all your money on gifts just for them to come up missing in a few days, man. Why? Because the Lord, he is made with man's hands, and guess what? It's corruptible in the eyes of the Lord, man. The Lord can take it away if he wants to, right?
Right.
Keep going on that.
Verse 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God.
What did it say?
For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God.
And like I brought out the Boondocks, man. Like he was saying, man, and look, you celebrate the pagan holiday, and God hates you for doing so, man. And look, that's in the Bible, man. Right, you're hateful unto God because the Bible tells you that if you're not keeping the commandments, you hate God. And look, if you hate God, God gonna hate you back, man. God gives you that same energy that you give him, man. That's why you're supposed to worship him, right? But keep going on that.
For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Therefore, verse 10. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it.
All right, so when the Lord wipes that out, guess what? The Lord, he's going to wipe you out as well, man. I understand that because guess what? America is not going to be here forever, right? The Lord didn't set up America to be this golden empire forever. The Lord about to get ready to destroy America soon with Russia, right?
That's right.
And you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that not keeping the law, statute, commandments, and coming out this world, you're going to be punished alike with it. That's right, man. Y'all getting a lot of reaction with that sign, man? Hey, I want to wind up on the questions because guess what, man? They know. But read it out.
Verse 10. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creation of God they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men.
I understand, man. These holidays, right? These ways of the world that you follow, they all stumbling blocks for our people. But our people will have a hard time coming out of it because that's all we knew growing up, man. But I understand they drop. It's one. How to select. Read that one again. I actually like that.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation.
Upon the idols of the Gentiles is going to be a visitation, right? So all these Christian crosses you guys set up, all these pagan and graven images that set up all across America, the Lord is about to visit that real soon, man. I understand that, man. Keep on.
Because in the creature of God they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men and a snare to the feet of the unwise.
And the snare to the feet, because our people are wise in these last days, right? You ask any of our people where does Christmas originate, they can't tell you. Ask any of our people where these zodiac signs or these things our people follow originate, they can't tell you, man. I do it all the time at work. They tell me, so okay, where did they come from? They can't tell me the answer, man. But yeah, our people are so hell bent and following. Give them the book of what's that? Second Maccabees chapter 4 verse 15. Our people are so give me Psalms 106 and verse 35. So our people are so caught up in the ways of the heathen that guess what, man? We just so enthralled in to do so, and we think there's salvation in it. But the Lord said on the day of visitation, hey, look, he's coming after those idols, man. Keep going on.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
And that's what you're doing tomorrow when you celebrate Christmas. You're committing spiritual fornication against the Lord God, man. Israel is the Lord's wife, man. And you going into these other philosophies, and you going into these holidays, guess what? You're committing adultery with the Lord, man. And it's, the punishment for adultery in the Bible is you getting put to death, man. Right? Understand that? Keep on.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
Right. And pretty much the Lord saying, like how your mom told you, I brought you into this world, I can take you out, man. The Lord, he's doing the same thing with our people, man. But the Lord brought you in this world, guess what? The Lord can take you out if he wants to, man. Right. Understand it, right? So you celebrate these holidays, guess what? You commit idolatry against the Lord God, and the Lord is going to come after you for doing so, man. Bring it out.
Book of Psalms, chapter 106, and verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
And that's what happened whenever the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans go into slavery amongst the other nations. We follow their ways and started following our own ways, man. Why? Because give the book of Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 17. Right, so we follow at the ways of the heathen, but yet we discontinue from ours, man. Keep up.
And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils.
And that's really another thing when you understand the ancient origin of Christmas. A lot of people sacrificing their kids on tomorrow, man. Right, and you doing the same thing when you have your kids bow down and worship a tree, expecting gifts, man. You sacrificing your children in these modern days, man. Right, understand that? Keep going.
And shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a-whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people.
And all this doing so, this is why God is mad at our people still to this very day, man. Because you reject the commandments of the Lord to worship pagan traditions in these last days, not knowing that you're making the Lord mad, and you trying to prolong your slavery, man. Understand that. So these so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to stop celebrating Christmas and these other holidays and start celebrating the Bible, man. Right. Understand your history and understand the great men that you came from and be proud of that, man. Stop being a chocolate-covered white person in these last days and come back to the Lord, man. Keep going.
In so much that he abhorred his own inheritance.
Right. And so much that the Lord could understand the way we've been treated. It's almost that the Lord hated us, man. Why? Because we pushed the Lord to the point where he hated his own inheritance. Keep on.
And he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them.
It's a white man.
Ruled over them.
East Indian man.
Ruled over them.
And this is why these nations continue to rule over you, and this is why you give all your money to these nations on Christmas. How much do black people and Hispanic people really make on Christmas, man? Not like, can you understand how the white man, he makes billions and trillions of dollars out of it? What profit is it for your nation on Christmas and Halloween, man? With zero profit, man, but you still give all your money to these people. Do you agree or you disagree? Yeah. Can I prove it to you? Give me the book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. You don't believe in the Bible? Hey, look, all praises, man. He hates you. Hey, look, all praises, man. Hey, look, at least you know. You're going into slavery real soon, all right? Hey, bring it out real quick.
The book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
All right, so, hey, look, somebody come and prove the side wrong. God hates all so-called white people, man. Well, really, let's get back to the lesson, man. All praises, man. Where was that? Psalms 106. You still there? Can I finish that up? Give a few more.
Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. Many times did he deliver them, but they provoked him with their counsel, and were brought low for their iniquity.
Right. That's why we're brought low to this very day, because of iniquity, man. Give it the curses. I think it's 28 and verse 43. Right. That's why we're brought low to this very day. That's why we have no power here in America, you so-called blacks and Hispanics. Because we do everything against the Lord God, and we wonder why he left in this position a long time, man. You got it? Bring it up.
is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Right, and that's all going back to the curses of disobeying God's law, man. The stranger that is within thee, right? These other nations, they come up in your neighborhoods, they shut up shop. Well, you go into their neighborhoods and spend all your money to go back to your own communities. Why? Because they have gotten high and we have become low from transgressing the laws of the Lord. Keep going.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover,
Understand that he's the head and we the tail, man. So that's what's important for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to come out the ways of this world and to repent and keep the laws of God, man. Right? So with that, I give all honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua and say shalom.